Hi everybody, Wendy from Cinnamon Sweet Shop. In this video, I'm going to be making some chocolate whoopie pies with marshmallow cream filling. Now, for the cake part, the chocolate cake part, this is what you'll need. Whole wheat pastry flour. I almost always use this in baking. This recipe, I am going to be using some real sugar, real organic sugar. You could use a sugar substitute, preferably an all-natural one if you like. Now, and I also use less than what the recipe calls for because I'm not a big fan of overly sweetened desserts. So I use less, but at the link below where I have the recipe, I do have the full amount there. Earthbound vegan buttery sticks. You can use any brand, but I prefer only because it's healthier, not because I'm vegan, because I'm not. Baking soda, baking powder, cocoa powder, and I have here a combination of half Dutch process and half regular cocoa powder, vanilla extract, egg yolks, little bit of strong brewed coffee, and you can use any milk of your choice. In this case, I'm using a reduced fat buttermilk only because I just happen to have it in the refrigerator and it was going to go bad soon if I don't use it. But you can use any kind of milk you want, dairy or non-dairy. The last thing I happen to have to use is a whoopie pie pan. This is a heart-shaped one. If you don't have a whoopie pie pan, no worries. You can still make them using either a silicone mat or parchment paper on a cookie sheet. In my mix master, I have my softened butter, or in my case, the buttery sticks. Blend in the sugar. And then the egg yolks, the vanilla, and the coffee. Blend this together until it's well combined. In a separate bowl with a whisk, I have my flour. I'm going to combine the cocoa powder, the soda, and the baking powder. Just whisk this together until it's lump free and it's well combined. I'm going to alternate between the flour mixture and the milk. I like to do it in thirds. So the first third of the flour is going to go into the eggs and sugar. Quickly mix that until it's well combined. Then add in 1/3 of the milk. And then continue to blend. 1/3 more of the flour. More of the milk. And the remainder of the flour. The last of the milk. If you're using a whoopie pie pan, make sure it's greased real well. If you're not, it's no big deal. As I said earlier, you can use a regular baking sheet with a parchment paper or silicone, and you want to drop, if you're not using the whoopie pie pan, drop the batter a couple of tablespoons about 3 inches apart on that sheet. We're going to bake these at 375-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and they should be nice and puffy when they're done. To make the filling, I have here my Earthbound vegan buttery sticks, again softened room temperature. Here I have some of my homemade marshmallow fluff. It's corn syrup free. I have a link below on the video where you can make it yourself. It's a little sticky, but I'm going to add that to the butter. You're going to need some very fine sweetener, such as confectioner sugar. So I decided to swap the confectioner sugar out with some stevia blend. And I did put this in my Vitamix and I blended it so it's a little bit more fine. But you'll definitely need a very finely ground sweetener. Figured there's so much sugar in the cakes, why not just cut back on the filling. And then you're going to need some vanilla extract. I decided to use my handheld mixer. Just blend this together for 2 minutes until it becomes a nice, even, smooth consistency. Here I have my heart-shaped Whoopies. So I matched up 2 and 2. Now these two are a little bit bigger. That's because I added a little bit more batter to the pan when I baked those. Here's my filling. Now if you watched my video on my marshmallow fluff, you'll see it is a bit of a off-white color, and that's because I use corn syrup free ingredients. So I did use honey in this, and that kind of gave it an off-white color, but it still tastes really, really good. So just flip them over. So I have the flat side is going to be facing inward. Just take a little bit of filling. I don't really like a lot of filling. It's because it's overly sweet. Just going to pop it in here. Have a little spatula because it is sticky, as you can see. And then put the top on, and voila. Now here you have your whoopie pie. It's like a cake sandwich. Wrap these guys up. Not only does it keep it fresh, but it helps hold them together as well. So you could just take them on the go with you. Recipes on my website, cinnamonsweetshop.com, linked below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for much more coming up, and I'll see you all next time.